Hello everyone. Welcome to a discussion of my book, A Practical Guide to Human Resources Management. Today we're going to talk about Chapter 7, and that has to do with how to deal with employees' issues. The biggest problem in this area, I think, is trying to figure out the difference between what's a real problem and what's just plain old-fashioned griping. And the second thing we're going to talk about is keeping disputes in-house as opposed to going to an attorney. The third thing is you need to remember you have to investigate everything, no matter how trivial you think it might be. And lastly, we'll talk about other issues that might need attention. So what's the difference between a real problem and just plain old griping? Can you tell the difference? Well, unfortunately you can't. So all complaints need to be treated like they were the most important thing that you've heard all day. So keeping disputes in-house, why is that important? Because there's a smorgasbord of government agencies that any disgruntled employee can go to. They have initials such as the EEOC, the DFEH, the DOL, which stands for the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, Department of Fair Employment and Housing here in California, as well as Department of Labor. And this is just a few of the multitude of places an employee can go. And how can you avoid that happening? Well, I would recommend that you create an internal dispute resolution process. This gives the employee the maximum amount of opportunity to resolve their complaints in-house before they go to an outside agency. So what should a dispute process include? Well, here's an example. The first is a four-part process starting with level 1, and in this part of the process, the supervisor, the department head, human resources all try and resolve the dispute together with the employee. If they fail, then you go to level 2. Level 2 is what's called a peer review committee. This is a committee made up of the employee's peers. They hear the employee's issue, they hear management's side of the story. Hopefully they come to a conclusion which is beneficial to both sides. If either party is unhappy, they can go to level 3. Level 3 is actually the site director who hears the dispute and tries to resolve it. If that doesn't work, you go to level 4, which is mediation. In some cases it might be binding arbitration. Mediation is when you get a third party to come in, a professional mediator, to try and mediate the dispute, or you might move to simply binding arbitration. This is the final step in the process. An arbitrator hears both sides of the problem, much like a judge would, makes a recommendation. In this case, it's binding, and that's it. It's over. So I strongly recommend also an arbitration agreement. Arbitration is far less expensive than would be a lawsuit. So you need to investigate everything, no matter how trivial it might be. There's a 15-step process in my book. I'm just going to go through a few of the key things today. First of all, get the facts, not just the feelings. Remember, employees can be emotional about their complaints. They may feel they've been grieved. You need to hear the facts, though. It's not just about the feelings. You need to find out who's been involved, who are the witnesses, and you have to interview everyone. You can't just interview some of the people. You should have a clear anti-retaliation policy. This is one of the key areas today that plaintiffs' attorneys are taking advantage of, and that are, employees that come and say, you did this to me as a form of retaliation. You need to prepare a written report. You need to inform the complainant of the decision. They may not agree, but at least if you can show you did a really good investigation, you'll be way ahead of the game. And then at the end of the day, you hope for the best. So other issues. When do I call an attorney? Well, that's a difficult one. And in my book, I talk about a game called whack-a-mole. And for those of you that don't know what whack-a-mole is, it's kind of a table where a mole sticks its head up and you have a mallet and you hit the mole and then it goes down, but another one pops up. And that's kind of like what plaintiffs' attorneys do with a variety of issues. For example, the latest whack-a-mole issue is retaliation. Before that, it was sexual harassment. There's also wage and hour issues. All of these are things that plaintiffs' attorneys use in order to get lawsuits filed. In the future, you're going to see more of this in the area of Facebook and other social media. And then, of course, there's the old religion and disabilities issues as well. And that's it. Thank you very much. You can buy my book on Amazon as well as Barnes & Noble. Thank you very much.